difficult to balance a relationship between work and family when they're both one and the same thing. We all are careful and we try, but it does creep in, and I think you've just got to be as disciplined as you can about it. I don't think you can ever compare working with a colleague and working with a family member who's also a colleague. I mean, they're so fundamentally different. For starters, you have to be incredibly careful not to slip back into your sibling role or your parent to sibling or your parent to parent. And that's quite hard if you're a close family, not to sort of switch back.
I think we have to be less sisterly at work and at home and more professional at work and at home, I think is the truth. You don't have this, it isn't the same, because work can spread into everything and successes and failures can pollute lots of families. To make the difference clear is very hard. So the way we've done it is, I think, that there has been control and moderation on both sides. We've also had to put some distance in place at times, take a deep breath, step away.
But I think the older you get, the more practiced you are, and the more you don't let things become as personal as they are when you're younger and you're trying to prove yourself. I'd say in terms of working with family members, it's probably been one of the biggest growth areas for me as a person. It's been challenging at times. We don't always agree. We are all opinionated. When you have a disagreement in a family, it's obviously a lot more personal, because you go home and on the weekend, you have to see your family member again. You don't have to, but you'd like to. So you have to deal with issues, even if they're hard. When you have a strong family culture, where you come together for family events outside of business, you're almost forced to forget about your issues and you're forced back into a family situation, and then it becomes not as important when you go back to work on Monday. A lot of people say you should have guidelines, they should be formalized, agreements, contracts. At the end of the day, contracts are there to be put in a drawer. It's not going to help you if you have a contract and as a family you can't work together. You either can work together and you're committed to making it work, or you're not. And I think you need to have a very strong foundation, because if you don't, if there are cracks in your relationships already, they're only going to be made bigger. You're going to be manipulated by people in the business. You're going to be played off against each other. And you have to be aware of that.
You take a long view, and also if one is kind to oneself, you understand that human beings are messy, and that again, if the ultimate vision is aligned, and sometimes it's easier to speak about the ultimate vision than about the slings and arrows of the now, and that has always kept us going. And that vision has been the prosperity and the security and the safety and the stimulation and happiness of the whole family. That's what we're doing this for.
When it comes down to it, that's the most important thing, is you can disagree, you can choose your battles, but at the end of the day, the success of the business and how that will reflect on the family and how that will have repercussions for the family is actually what drives you. You want to build something which is a success. I'm very proud of the fact that as a family, we've actually managed to grow and build on a successful business and grow something together, and we still love each other and respect each other.